Yo, good evening everyone, it's the Flying Pig on Flying Pig United with another cheeky little stream for you lads and lasses. We are here to preview the game tomorrow night, Manchester United away at Nottingham Forest in the Premier League. Oh, come on United! How are we all doing tonight? Thank you very much for joining us and getting in here. Sorry we're a little bit late. Couple of issues there. I was trying to watch the end of the under-18s game there, went to extra time in pens, we lost. And then also the carbon monoxide alarm started going off there just before the stream. So, you know, don't know if it's malfunctioning or I'm slowly being poisoned to death right now, but hopefully it's all good. But welcome in everybody in the stream here. Who have we got in here? We've got some legends. G-Wolf, what's happening? Alan, Kieran. Yes, mate. Disco Dave, how you doing? Well, a man, get in there, my son. Yes, they did lose on pens, mate. It was gash. Yep, no Obi tomorrow either. Rajat, Gary Mathers, what's happening, lad? PJ, how you doing there? Great to see you. Francois Cock, Joshua Whitfield, Disco Dave, lad. Alan Mawson. Yes, Rajat, Sovereign Saint. And everybody who's in here, I'm all right, thanks for asking. How are you all doing? Do us a favour at the start of this stream then. Smash that like button on it. Give us a raw thumbs up. Let's see if we can get 169 likes. Also, get yourself subscribed if you're new to the channel. And, of course, say hello and get yourself involved in the stream. Simon, what's up? JRA, what's up? We will be dipping in and out the live chat throughout the show. But, of course, we'll have a bit of a Q&A at the end of the show as well. And, everybody, welcome in Francois Cock to the channel membership. Thank you so much there, Mr. Cock. Appreciate you, lad. Let's get some big love and get your favourite emoji to welcome in. Francois to the channel membership there. Thank you so much there, Francois, you hero. So, legend, by the way, Francois. So, we've got a bunch of, we've had a bunch of players come back into the side due to the international break, obviously. We had a lot of injuries before the international break. We needed a little bit of a break, to be honest. We needed just to try and give some certain players a bit of a rest and also hopefully, you know, just give a bit more time to players to recover and get back fit and get back training and get back in there. Not everyone, of course, is back fit. We still have some serious injury issues, but we've had a big boost in terms of a few players who will be coming back into it. So this is good news. Ruben Amorim said earlier on that Mason Mount's feeling better, but he was on the bench in the last game, obviously. Cobby's almost ready, but not ready for this game. Johnny Evans and Aiden are recovering. Obviously the Leacher is out, that's a serious one, but Maguire is ready to go for this game, and so is Lenny Yoro as well. That is from Ruben Amorim earlier on, obviously, and so, you know, he's very pleased to have them back. He said we had the kind of schedule in the last weeks with less players. It's really important for us to have these players available for us tonight. I think it's a very good moment in our season. I know we will have at least 3 games in the Premier League that are really tough. The Europa League is also really important. So, yeah, we're going to need, obviously, a lot of top players to stay fit here, guys. This is the issue. We've had a lot of key injuries at times when we don't need them. You know, certain players, I mean, like Aiden Heaven, a good youngster, got injured. That's a shame. It doesn't look like that's as bad as it could have been, which is great news. So Ruben Amorim said in regards to Aiden Heaven's injury that it's not so serious. He's not ready yet. But he will play again this season for sure. So this is very, very good news, isn't it, in regards to Aiden Heaven, because we were all worried when he went off in that game that he would be out for a good while. It looked quite serious. It looked like, I don't know, maybe it was an ankle snapping sort of situation or something like that. But no, not as serious. Hopefully he will be back reasonably soon before the end of the season. We'll see. Still, Luke Shaw's out, though. Of course, Luke Shaw's out. Goodness me. Still recovering from a pie-related injury. Let's get some Frey Bentos emojis in there, channel members. But seriously, what is going on with Luke? I mean, what's even the point in Luke Shaw, in all fairness? He makes Andre Onana look reliable. Do you know what I mean? Okay, good player, obviously, when he was fit, and when he is fit, he's actually a good player. But he's never fit. He makes Darren Anderton look like he's got pure stamina. You know what I mean? He makes Ledley King seem like a warrior. Do you know what I mean in regards to staying fit here? It's unbelievable. So, we need to just sack him off, don't we, in the summertime, really, Luke Shaw, because he's not ready yet. We're starting doing some drills with the team, but we're building Luke. Yeah, I've seen a picture of him recently. What are they building Luke into? A sumo? Hey-oh! I'm just joking. I'm a fat bastard, obviously. I'm just saying he's obviously a professional athlete. But, he carries a few extra pounds of timber on him. Let's not pretend. He's partial to a Frey Bentos. And he needs to get the professionalism up. So, yes, building Luke back up. Of course, my opinion on Luke Shaw these days is just get rid. What's the point? We can't rely on the guy who's properly injured all the time. See you later on, Luke. Let's see what you guys are saying in that regard. But let us know in the live chat, guys. Keep or sell little Luke Shaw in the summertime. Have your say. But honestly, I'd just sack him off any which way we can. See you later on for 50 G's to Kettering Town or something, Sell him for £500,000 to Pucker Pies FC or something. I don't know. Just get him off the books and get him gone because he's kind of pointless and we can't rely on somebody so injury prone. But anyway, that goes for a lot of players in our side. To be honest, guys, it goes for a heck of a lot of players, doesn't it? But a player that it doesn't go for is this man, Bruno Fernandes. Bruno Fernandes has been a shining light for us. Pulled us through a good few games in the last few weeks. There's been a few little moments here and there in Bruno's Man United career, particularly when he's had the armband where you've wondered, does he have that leadership to be the man for us? I think he's the best of a bad bunch really at the moment in terms of leadership, but I think he does. And if you look at his performance this season again, amidst not a very good performing side, you have to say we're right down there 13th, 14th place having an absolute double daymare. You've got to say Bruno Fernandes is one of the actual shining lights in the side that's doing anything at all. And here's some stats from Bruno for this season in terms of his midfielder rankings, which is quite interesting. So passes played into the box, 241, that puts him first in the Premier League. Through balls, 21, that puts him first in the Premier League. Successful final third passes, 469 in the Premier League so far. That puts him in second place in terms of successful final third passes out of midfielders in the Premier League. 66 chances created, that puts him second out of all the midfielders in the Premier League. And 9 assists puts him second out of the Premier League midfielders. So you've got to say, Bruno Fernandes, amidst a really rough season, has been a bit of a gem, hasn't he? Loving what I'm seeing from Bruno. Let's hope he can continue. He is somebody that you can rely on in terms of fitness and passion and everything. He's not going to have a pie-related injury every other week. He is going to be fit and available more often than not. He's a bit of a he is a stamina merchant, isn't he? Bruno Fernandes, he just seems to keep on going. He's a bit of a Duracell bunny. So fair play to the lad. Great stats from Bruno. Obviously, he's going to have to be a big player for us if we are going to get a job done against Forest. Big ups to you, legends. Just getting in the chat, by the way. What's happening? How we all doing there? Disco Dave. Sorry, I read that one, didn't I? Trunk Vigo, Lee Heesman, Alan Mawson, Andy Corkin Hansen says, sell the twat. Luke, body prop, got to give up, get retired. Ooh. Alan Mawson, Berksy, good evening, lad. Ulster, how you doing there, my friend? Good to see you. And Luke and everyone. Yeah, nice one. So I do honestly believe that Luke Shaw is just a waste of time now at this football club, but if he does get back into contention, fair play to him, but I can't imagine it will be for too long anyway. We need to start building on like players who are fit and readily available. Players like Bruno Fernandes, even players like Harry Maguire, to be fair to him, because how many times really over the few years that Harry Maguire, more than a few years obviously, for a long time, that Harry Maguire has been at the football club, have you really seen him being out injured for an extended period of time? Not that many. Same goes for Bruno Fernandes. Like, these players are fit and ready and available, and they're not injury prone melts. Injury proneness is a real problem because it means that you could have a quality player in a quality position in a great season and he's doing bits and then he gets injured because he's an injury prone melt, and then next thing you know, your team's chemistry, balance and quality is lowered. So definitely a problem there. Right, let's have a look at some of the potential. We are playing Forest here, guys. Forest are flying at the moment. They're just really a great side. Nuno's done an unbelievable job with them. Players like Anthony Elanga absolutely flying. Chrissy Wood, who might not be available for the game, probably not, which is good for us, but Chrissy Wood flying now. Lots of Gibbs White, lots of players having great seasons for Nottingham Forest. The manager's got them playing excellent stuff. There's no doubt in my mind that Nottingham Forest are a better team than Man United this season. They're a better team. They have a better dynamic. They're playing better football. They're up there right near the top of the league playing for Champions League spots this season. They're a better team this season. But does it mean there'll be a better team tomorrow night? I say no, it doesn't, especially because obviously they had that extra time the other day, and they played 120 minutes there only a few days ago. I think they're going to be a little bit run ragged later on in this game. Conditioning does come into it. Our lads have had a nice break. Their lads have just played on the back of 120 minutes. It's going to be, I think, a factor. So let's just get some score predictions in the live chat, guys. There's the form there. Whatever, it goes out the window, really. Get your score predictions in there. I am actually predicting before the FA Cup game the other day, I was predicting potential loss for Man United because I just thought Forest just too good for us at the moment. We are so inconsistent. We can turn up and beat anyone, but it's like you're so unsure as to which Man United's going to turn up. But actually now, with what's happened, and I feel like Forest, yes, they did rest one or two players. They did make a few changes. But I feel like there was what happened in the Cup the other day. They're going to have a slight disadvantage there in terms of the legs. So I'm going for a 2-1 victory to Manchester United tomorrow at the City Ground in Nottingham. That's what I'm going for, guys. You can call me crazy, but that's what I'm going for. Obviously, if it was like second place team, one versus the 14th place team, usually you would say that we're going to get battered. But I've just got a feeling that if the lads turn up and play well, do most of what we're capable of doing, then because of the fact that they had that extra strain on them the other day, got a feeling like, we might get something from the game. But as I say, our form in the Premier League is very hit and miss. The last 5 games here, you've got 2 losses, a draw, or last 6 games, 2 losses, a draw, a win, a draw, a win. And Forest's obviously got slightly better form, but they're still kind of sporadic in terms of the recent form. 2-0 Forest as Berksea, 1-1, 3-2 Forest as Denmark, 1-0, several to nils as Indy. Disco Dave, go on, my son. Yep, he says 3-1 to United. Have a feeling. I have that same feeling. It's a tingling sensation deep down in the loins. And I feel like we will get the job done. It's at the City Ground, this one, Alan Mawson. I'm pretty sure that. Rajat says 1-0 to Manchester United. 0-0 Drossfest. Well, I mean, let's be honest, guys. I don't even really necessarily care about the team selection and the performances that much at the moment in the league. Look, you need to play well. You need to establish this new style, which we're still trying to establish under Ruben Amorim. And we need to get confidence. And obviously, you build games, don't you? Build from game to game. You try to win games. You try to work on things, improve things. So you don't just want to switch the team around and mess around with everything too much because you've got that Europa League run to consider and stuff. But actually, the Premier League is completely redundant for me now. I don't really care if we finish 14th or 10th, to be honest. And that's probably the best we can really hope for. It's not really that much difference to me. Obviously, the Europa League is where we need to sort of focus on. I would quite like to see Amorim just experiment in the Premier League here, give players opportunities, get them used to the system for the rest of the season, use it as a big pre-season. That would be lovely. Hello there, Paul Cube. What's going on, mate? How you getting on? Yes, Hamidi, mate. Can I just say, oh, yes! Thank goodness that this international break is over. What a horrendous couple of weeks this has been. You really just don't realise how awesome it is to have United or Premier League football and league domestic football on weekly until this gash international break comes along and makes you really want to take out your eyeballs. You know what I mean? Like, what a horrible international break that was. Oh my God, that was awful. But it's back now, guys. Come on. United tomorrow. Let's go. Alan Mawson says 2-0 Forest. They're strong at home. Yes, Raja, I believe so. He says, will Euro start? We'll get into the team news in just a moment and sort of the predictions for the team news. Obviously, it depends what Amorim's going to do. He might mix some things around. Pig predicts these things, yes. 4-2 United. Go on, Brad, right? That's what I'm talking about. By the way, if you're just getting in here, do us a favour, smash the like button on it. Help us get to 100 likes. Every little like helps the stream and helps us to boost up there on the algorithm. Obviously, we haven't done that much content on this channel last couple of weeks because we've melted. And it's been international break. I was ill for half of it. And then also, sad stuff going on there. So international break, not too much content on the channel. Sorry about that. But now normal service is back to being resumed. So yes, Man United fan for life. Get in there, you legend. How you doing, Brad? Right, yes. Right, okay. So let's talk about the team news then. So obviously we've talked about which players are back. Mount's going to be available to play more than likely. He should probably be getting some minutes. Slabby Maguire's obviously back to playing contention there, obviously. Dorgu not suspended. He can play. Euro back into the lineup as well. So there's definitely some good news for players back. Just to give you the rundown of the actual injury situation at the moment as to who's still out and not available. The situation is this. Lisandro Martinez obviously has a long-term injury with that knee problem. He's expected to be out for a long time. A long time, guys. 8 months, 9 months, somewhere around about there. Amad Diallo still has that ankle foot injury. He's expected to be back maybe in a couple of months. That's also a pretty significant injury. Aiden Heaven, hopefully be back before the end of the season as well. You know, he's got that problem that he had the other day with his ankle and foot. Luke Shaw, he's got calf, shin, heel injuries, pie-related tin injuries, and all sorts of stuff like that. You know, he's got a bit of a cut down his left thumb from being a little bit too cavalier with a tin opener on the old Fray Bentos tin the other day. You know what I mean? He's got a list of injuries. Kobe Mainu, he's also out injured, but expected to be back reasonably soon, in a couple of weeks. Lenny Yoro going to be back, hopefully contention for the game tomorrow as well. Bayender still out for a bit as well, unfortunately. Hopefully he'll be back soon, though. And yeah, Harry Maguire's back. Johnny Evans still out. That's the updates there in terms of the the team news for the injuries. So what team lineup's going to be played tomorrow? Well, let's have a little look at what I think is going to be put out there. So I'll pop it up on the screen here, guys, and see what you guys think. But yeah, obviously Onana in goal. As I just said, Bayender is not available. So it's not like we're going to play anybody else in goal. It's probably going to be Onana, isn't it? Unless, you know, we should put that lad from the under-18s game. Anybody smash a 1, guys, in the chat if you watch the under-18s Man United versus Villa semi-final game just before this stream, which went to extra time and finished on penalties with Villa winning. Let us know if you watched that. But, you know, the young bloody 18-year-old goalkeeper, I'd rather put him in there than floppy hands Onana. I'm not even kidding. I'd rather give that Murdoch lad a chance, mate. He was decent, lad. What's Andre Onana all about, lad? Inconsistent errors, oh my God. No, but genuinely, he will be playing anyway. He will be playing anyway, won't he? Of course he will. Next up, the centre-backs. Still, we have some injury issues there, obviously. But De Ligt, Maguire, Yoro could be. Maybe you see... Is Mazraoui? I think Mazraoui's still available, isn't he, at the moment? So he could be featuring in there instead of Yoro or something. Yoro just coming back to fitness, obviously, but just got a feeling with what Ruben Amorim said earlier about the fact that Yoro is back and available, he may give him a chance. Dorgu and Dallo, you know, yeah, exactly. Rajat, maybe Mazraoui might play right centre-back. I agree with you. Dorgu, Dallo. There are obviously other positions that I guess Mazraoui could potentially play, and also there, Dorgu down. Bruno Fernandes and Ugarte, that's going to be a key midfield duo for us for hopefully many years to come. There's talks obviously about Madrid and other teams being interested in Bruno Fernandes. I think he's quite keen on staying at Manchester United. He just wants to see us do better and win more things. He's obviously won some things at the club, but he wants to win more things and get us up there, and he deserves that, to be honest. He should be playing for a top side, Bruno, so I think it fits. I think he'll stay with us for a while longer. If maybe in a year or so we're still in a shitter of a situation, yes, you might just have to, you know, just cut the strings really and let him loose, because he does deserve to be playing for the top sides, doesn't he, Bruno Fernandes? What a player! Next up, you got Alejandro Garnacho and Xerxes in behind Højlund. Xerxes looked really, really good, hasn't he, of late? Definitely in terms of his interplay and his interlinking play and everything, his build-up. He's very intelligent. Really great feet for a big guy as well. And after a shaky start, buzzing with how Joshua Xerxes looked the last few games for us. So, yes, hopefully we see a lot more of him in the game tomorrow. Alejandro Garnacho, another one, obviously, bags of talent, youthful exuberance. Hopefully has a good game. Been a little bit inconsistent this season, but if he's good. The one I worry about is Rasmus Højlund, because Gashmas Boyland has been, let's face it, pretty well gash this season for us. He did score in the last game. Nice one, Rasmus. That's like 1 in 22 or something. Nice. But, you know, it's been tough for him. As we've already said many times, he probably shouldn't be the first choice striker at United. He's just got the role of it right now. It's kind of not his fault, is it? But he's got the role of it right now. So he has to try and do as best as he can. But we're not expecting miracles. But come on, he needs to start bagging some goals more frequently. So Rasmus Højlund, he is a problem for me. He is a worry. Whereas, you know, you look at Forest's lineup and Forest's potential lineup. Obviously, they've got some great players who are in form and, you know, goal scorers, one of which is obviously our ex-player, Anthony Elanga, who, goodness me, based on what he's gone on and done, we were absolutely stupid to let him go. I think we let him go for like 20 mil. Peanuts money for a player that's still really young and is developing really well and has had a great season for Forest. I mean, guys, smash a 69 in the chat if you would have liked to have kept Anthony Elanga based on how he's done. You know, in hindsight's a wonderful thing, but in hindsight, we had a mare getting rid of Anthony Elanga, a young, hungry winger who's doing really good stuff for a team that's at the top of the table right now and has had a very good season and has been one of their consistent performers. So you've got to say we've had stinking mares by letting him go, and then just like the Rashford scenario and everything, what a debacle that is. Rashford bagging a brace against Preston or whatever. I mean, to be honest with you, it doesn't impress me much that, you know, Gashford tries when he wants. That's the thing. But just the fact that we've got players and problems with Rashford, we could have had Anthony Elanga just chilling there, and he was actually our player and our product, and we just let him go for basically peanuts to go and flourish elsewhere. So we had an absolute mare of judgment there, didn't we? Yeah. Yep, good shout, Wellerman. Hey, look, if it's down to me, I completely agree with you. This is just to be clear, this team prediction is just what I think, you know, Ruben might be playing there. That's all. There's obviously lots of different things that could happen. Mazraoui is definitely a great shout of a player that could probably start the game, yeah. Bruno Fernandes, we would be in the shit without him for sure. That's true. Stephen Shipman, how you doing there? Getting there, Stephen. Yes, that guy's rapid. Lots of 69s coming in the chat. People would want to see Anthony Elanga still here at us. Yeah, there you go. He had no confidence. Well, I don't know about that. Initially, he did flourish quite well, actually, as like a young 18-year-old, didn't he? And then he kind of had a ropey season. He did have a ropey season. Rashford was just doing bits. I blame Eric Ten Hag. I blame Eric Ten Hag for almost everything. At this stage, he did manage to win a cup. He did manage to win 2 cups, actually. Fair play to the guy. He only wanted 2 cups so he could bloody put his head in it. The big egg head melt. You know what I mean? It looks like a freaking egg cup. It should be in an egg cup anyway. But either way, fair play to the guy, you know. He's a handsome bastard. I'm just jealous. I'm jealous. No, I'm not. Look at this head of hair. Minus the hairline. But anyway. Okay, so Eric Ten Hag, he's responsible for a lot of these cash situations at this football club, with obviously players going from us. You know, even you could argue Scott McTominay. Now, at the time, Scott McTominay, I thought he would be expendable. Definitely, you could get rid of Scott McTominay. So long as you go and sign another real improvement for Scott McTominay. We didn't really do that. So he's another one we could have probably done with this season. Absolutely, in the squad. Same goes for a player like Anthony Elanga. So yeah, you know, I blame that Dutch Kojak wannabe. 100%. Do you think United will recall Rashford? I believe we can't recall Rashford, Blazing Sari. I don't know the actual terms of the deal, but when there is a loan agreement between 2 clubs, there is usually either a recall option, or if they're paying a particular fee, which they have done obviously, to have him for the remainder of the season, and there's an agreement in place, then no. He is their player legally until then, when the loan agreement finishes. We can't recall him if they've paid us a fee, which I believe they paid a significant fee. Now, obviously, if we were to return that fee, maybe that's a stipulation in the contract, but I doubt it, mate. I don't think Rashford's coming back, but who knows? Maybe there is a clause in the contract for us to do that in an emergency situation. Would you take Osimhen? I'm not really a huge lover, mate, to be honest. I'd rather go for somebody who's not so much of a money-grabbing bastard, egomaniac type. I would love to just see a younger, hungry player, to be honest. So, yeah, he's a great player, obviously great player, but no, not for me. You don't think Rashford will come back? I agree entirely with you, Brandon Morton. Yes, so I've got the same feeling in my gut that he'll probably end up just probably making a permanent move to Aston Villa. If they can agree a fee with us in the summer, there's no reason why it won't happen. He seems happy there. He's smiling there. He's trying there. He's running there. He's scoring goals there. He's not been absolutely bottle job there. So far, he hasn't gone out on the piss and not turned up for training or whatever. It's just a matter of time, though. I actually saw a quote from him yesterday that said something along the lines of, "I'm happy at Aston Villa at the moment, you know, for now." It was something like that. You know, I'm happy enjoying my football for now. Had to put "for now" on the end. For now, until I decide not to do it. You know, so yeah, I don't like him that much, mate, to be honest. Gone right off him. Used to have a lot of love for Marcus Rashford, but based on how he just gave up a lot of the times in a United shirt whilst being paid a ridiculous amount, and then wants to leave to go and play football elsewhere, to be happy playing football, and then tries and looks good and works and runs and does that for Aston Villa when he's supposed to be a Manchester United player, that makes me physically sick, in fact. So, yeah, I don't really want him back, to be honest. Big up, everyone. What's up, Adam Butler? Yes, mate. Hello there. What's happening there, Tommy Boyle lad? Yes. Hope you're well. Chemistry at Forest has helped Elanga, playing with Gibbs, White, Hudson. Yeah, Hudson-Odoi. Them 3 seem to have great understanding. Would it be the same if he stayed with us? Probably not, because he probably would not have got the chances ahead of certain players. And also, if you think even if Amorim, if Amorim still came in, which he would have done, I guess, you have to say that maybe he wouldn't have been utilised hardly at all in an Amorim system. Potentially, maybe he would be playing like that wing-back role on the left. Who knows? I don't think he'd be playing like the Garnacho role, which is kind of like you're playing, as a 10 in behind the strike. But obviously, you've got the duty to go wide as well and all that sort of stuff if the opportunity presents itself, But essentially, I don't know. It's a good question. Maybe end of the day, it was the right move for him at the time. We weren't playing him. He was on the back of an average season at United. If he was to go somewhere and get game time and flourish, he was going to have to go elsewhere because at the time, maybe not now, but at the time, obviously, you did have Marcus Rashford there ahead of him in the pecking order, and nobody was going to dethrone Rashford at the time in the squad, not at the time. So, yes, Elanga probably made the right decision, to be honest. And look, obviously, the season that Forest are having is a lot better than the season that Man United are having. Would you accept 90 million for Bruno? I think it's a load of bollocks as well. I wouldn't accept 90 million for Bruno. I feel like if he was signed by Man United, if he was just a Sporting player or a Porto player or some player in Portugal right now who's doing bits in the national team, or not even in Portugal, just any other team, and he's doing bits and he's in the national team and he is who he is, but he's just doing it for a different side, I think we'd be like, yes, 90 million, let's get him. We paid 75 million for Antitos Gastos for Pete's sake, 80 million for Maguire, 90 million for Bruno seems bloody cheap. So I don't think we should sell him for anywhere near that, to be fair. I don't even want to sell him. He's the sort of player that you should be building things around. He is that kind of player. Like, if we were going back into the past, he's one of the only few players in our current setup that get anywhere near the lineups of the past, isn't he? You would take Asensio, to be fair, can't be shy to the Mount. No, and Slabby terrifies me. Good shout. Hello there, what's going on there, Russell Holden? Yeah, I know, mate, I'm buzzing. The international break was a painful one, lad. Horrible, absolutely horrible. I agree, mate. Sickening couple of weeks. But yes, we are back at it. Thank you, everyone who's got back in here with the first video back for a while. Live stream here. Cheeky little preview for the game. Loving it. So, let's have a look at this poll. I did have a poll running. Yep, it's everybody's voted on it. Let me end that poll. Right there. And the poll is currently... Yeah, there you go. That's shocking. What? Are you guys disgusted? What's going on with this disgusting live chat here today? Have you seen the results of this poll? 47% say Nottingham Forest are going to win this game. Give your heads a double wobble, mate. What? We can't have that many Forest fans in here voting, so that's a lot of United fans saying we're going to lose. You what? I can't have that, guys. No, fair enough. I mean, fair enough if this was before their FA Cup game the other day, but they've expelled a lot of energy there, guys. Come on. We've been given a boost because of that. I think we win 2-1. That's my prediction. 2-1 to Manchester United. I feel like we duff up Forest in their own backyard. There you go. I think the FA Cup performance the other day in the extra time takes a bit too much out of them, and we can turn up and turn them over. Come on, United. But fair enough. I understand, why it's 47% of the live chat has voted for Forest, because they are just actually leaps and bounds ahead of us right now this season, and they are doing really well. Nuno's flying, their players are flying, they're at home, but yeah, maybe they do have some tired legs, so it could even things up a little bit. Man United have the capabilities, as we know, because of games like the FA Cup final or just any time really where we do well against a bigger team. We have the capabilities to turn up and play well in a 90-minute game of football. What we seem to not have the capabilities to do and haven't had for a long time is to do it week to week. But in terms of just the one-off, we can outclass a good team on one game. We can pinch the win against a good team on one game. So because of that, I think we've got a good chance. And fair enough, if most of you think Nottingham Forest are going to win, I don't blame you. The form would suggest that to be the case. And obviously the bookies would suggest that to be the case also. Yes, please for Elanga. He's good pro and the move has helped him go to the next level. Definitely. He was never going to get the opportunities really at Manchester United because of Rashford being there. Now he probably would, but because of Rashford being there, no. 90 million cheap for Bruno. You what? He's just been decent the last few games. Did you forget the beginning of the season? No, I'm judging him over the last, 5 years in his whole career, really, for both club and country, Ezio, lad. I wouldn't just think of a few games at the start of the season to diminish his otherwise absolutely stellar record at this football club, scoring shitloads of goals and getting shitloads of assists and more or less been one of the key danger men in terms of chances created every single season that he's been in the Premier League. So, 90 million to me for a player who's as passionate, hungry as Bruno Fernandes and as quality as Bruno Fernandes, I think is probably the going rate. But would I accept 90 million for him? No, I don't want to sell him. Exactly, that's true, Canute. He does. Bruno deserves to play for a proper side before he retires. Genuinely, he does. And if that's not a United, then I understand it, because look, you can only give so much to a club that you want to do well. If they're not being run well, if they're not being managed well, if they're not being, obviously the owners and all that sort of stuff that's been going on, then it can be very frustrating, and you just want to try and play at the top of the game. And he is a player that is capable of playing at the top of the game. Like Real Madrid is a club that he should be playing for. He should be playing for one of the top clubs. Man United should be a top club, but in reality, we're just not quite there at the moment because of, well, many reasons, but how shite the owners have been really in over the last couple of decades. Minoda, what's going on, you legendess? How you doing? She says, best joke I saw picks the Rashford making the English squad. As soon as he signed for Villa, shows a clear bias to the top clubs. Didn't get a look in when he was at the club fighting relegation. Oh, you bastard. You've done me there. I thought it was actually a proper bloody comment there. I thought it was a proper, actual, genuine comment there. And you... Oh. Bizarre how good Bruno's stats are and how gash the attacker's stats are. Yeah, that's true. Well, not a lot of these chances being taken and finished off. Think about, like, Rasmus's form in front of goal for a long time. Like, he's not clinical, is he? He's not helping the conversion stats, is he, that guy? Jens K, mate, happy birthday to you there. 50 years of age. Let's get a happy birthday and a hashtag 50 in there for this legend. Come on, mate. It's the new 39. Everyone knows that, Jens. Glad. Come on. We look stronger. I mean, Elanga's awesome, mate. I love Elanga. And also his theme song's the best ever, mate. Rhythm is a dancer, Anthony Elanga. He scores goals from everywhere. Oh, it's Elanga. Oh, I can feel it in the air. Sorry, guys. Real Madrid, yes. Big up, Pig. How you doing? Views on Sport. Right, anyway, I mean, that's basically more or less all I've really got there, guys. Obviously, the team prediction, there's the team predicted 11. Obviously, maybe Mazraoui could be getting in there, one or two different changes, whatever. But there it is. There's the form guide if you want to just look at the different form for Forest in the Premier League and in all competitions, and Man United in the league and all competitions. Just to clarify, Luke Shaw's still out injured, of course. Heaven's injuries, not as bad as first feared, but he's still going to be out a significant amount of time, but hopefully will be returning before the end of the season. Players obviously back, which is great for Amorim, such as people like Mason Mount's obviously back in there, Maguire's good to go, Yoro's good to go, and Cobby's almost ready to go, but he won't be available for this game. So yes, there's the latest sorts of team news. Let's get stuck into the live chat for a few minutes. See what you legends are saying. Keep hitting the likes. We're nearly at 100 likes. Give us a thumbs up if you haven't done so. And now's the time to have your say in the Q&A section of the stream. I can't stick around too long because we've got a FIFA stream set up on my gaming channel, and I got on here late tonight, so I've melted there, guys. But you can come over and join us, and we can continue chatting codshite, can't we? Nice one. But I'll stick around for a few minutes here. 20 years in ecstasy. Oh, my God. Yes, happy belated birthday to Jens, absolutely. Rajat says Pig Garnacho's been playing well at right wing. At right wing, you say, Rajat? You what? Yo, Mr. 10K, how you doing? I hope you're doing well. Where is that Mount bastard? Well, honestly, Mason Mount, in my opinion, one of the worst signings we've ever made at this football club. 60 million for an injury-prone substitute, basically. That's all he's ever going to be at this football club. Maybe he will flourish in this Amorim system if he can stay fit. But I don't think he can stay fit. We'll see. Look, he'll be coming back into the game tomorrow, won't he? You know my thoughts on Mason Mount. Even before we signed him, I've always said he's an overrated melt. You know, when he was at Chelsea, he was doing bits. Obviously, he did really well for them for a couple of seasons. I've always said it, that I think he's an overrated melt. And I believe the signing of Mason Mount was a terrible decision and a waste of money. I don't think that's ever really going to change. But there you go. We're stuck with him now. So I guess we've got to try and develop him, try and get the best out of him. He's still reasonably young at least. But yeah, I just don't rate him. I don't rate his tenacity. I don't rate his physicality. I don't rate his ability to stay fit. Oh, really? Okay, I'll have a look in a bit. Sovereign Saint Lad, nice one. What's up there, Frank Bevan? How you doing? Rashford out on loan and Rasmus on top every game. Football can be hard to understand. True. Mason Mount, icing on the cake. Number 7, that's obscene. Big up them, Blaine. Well, it's crazy, isn't it? We're like $1 billion in debt, lad. We're proposing getting a £2 billion stadium, right, when we don't have a really good team at the moment. I don't really know what our priorities are at this club, to be fair. Yes, I guess it's great in the long run, isn't it, to have state-of-the-art facilities and a bigger stadium to make more on ticket sales and everything. It's just going to fleece the fans for even more. Long term, we'll be doing what Arsenal did and like paying back the Emirates for 10 years, shackling yourselves a little bit in the window probably. It's not like these Glazers shithouses and Sir Jim and Co are going to dip into their own pockets and go and buy us a 2 billion stadium. So it's going to be paid for, in my opinion, by debt and fans and things like that. And it's not long term, and it's not on. It's not on. I'm not happy about it, mate. To be honest with you, we're already in shitloads of debt. So is that really the priority? Don't understand it. The owners are a debacle, lad. Hashtag Glazers out, guys. They really are a debacle. Mount is our worst signing in history, and to give him the number 7. Hey, no worries there, Jens, lad. 5-0, the big 5-0. Get in there, lad. He stinks, says Rusty Shackleford. Fix the leaky roof. Steady on now there, Siggy lad. You wish Qataris owned us? Well, that would have probably solved a heck of a lot of problems, because they'd have actually put money in, from their own coffers into the football club, rather than just using the money that the club generates and also siphoning money out of the football club, just like the Glazers shithouses have done. Thank you so much, Aaron, by the way. Guys, can we get some love in there, please, for Aaron? He's an absolute don on the channel, mate. Let's get some love in there for Aaron. Thank you very much for putting that in there, dude. He's put a link to the FIFA stream. Yes, we're on this channel here tonight, guys. It's my gaming channel. It is pinned at the top of the live chat there now. At the end of this stream, please do go over and check out the FIFA stream, which will be starting about 5 minutes after this one finishes. So come and join us for that on the gaming channel. If you're not subscribed to Flying Pig Gaming, you're having an absolute double daymare. Click that link at the top of the chat there and give us a follow over there as well. Nice one, Kieran. They're back on. Good stuff. Let's go. Starmer won't pay for it. Well, that's what I mean. Like, obviously, there's going to be an element of debt from languished on Manchester United. There's also going to be ticket sales increasing towards the fan base in order to pay for it, in order to try and pay it off. Yes, they're proposing a 100,000 seater stadium, which is nearly 25,000 seats more than now. They could fill it out every single week, and that's going to make X amount millions extra per year. But ultimately, they're going to try and pay it off. They're going to try and justify. They're going to tax the fans ultimately, I think. So, like, you've got to be careful what you wish for here. Like, I just want a really good functioning club that is run well, and the fans are appreciated, the fans aren't ripped off too much. Obviously the fans need to put money in order to get the best of the best of the best and compete with the best. We want our money to be spent well, but we don't want it to be spent poorly or lining the pockets of rich businessmen, basically. What we want is it to be run well, and it's definitely not run well, and having a new stadium is not going to stop it necessarily being run poorly, is it? It just could add to another problem there down the line, especially if it's languishing us in any sort of debt. And we're already $1 billion in debt. The priority, if you've got that sort of money or scope or vision or whatever, why don't just get rid of the debt? Clear the debt off, because it's costing about, by all estimates, about £40 million per year. I may be slightly off on that figure, but around about £40 million per year just to service the debts, i.e. the interest payments for the debts and things like that. That's £40 million a year. Now, if you just actually cleared that off, that saves you £40 million a year. If you just get rid of that, invest some fucking money in and clear that off, then you actually save £40 million a year. So yeah, these owners are absolute parasites. They will just try and get the local council obviously to chip in with X amount, the government X amount, whatever, but surely they're going to put the club in a bit more debt with this as well. That's my thoughts. Look, we'll see what they do, but I'm very much not, yeah, exactly, Brandon, I'm very much not convinced by it. The priority should be the team, better results, progress, get the fans excited, and build a new stadium. Great shout. Even just like spending a few $100 million on really doing Old Trafford up. Even just spend a few $100 million on really tarting it up proper. Like I'm talking, yes, like whole new building works and refinishing it and all the rest of it. Like a big revamp. But at the end of the day, Old Trafford's still the biggest domestic stadium in terms of the Premier League, in the league, as it is right now. And it's also super iconic, one of the most iconic in the world in that sense. So, just be careful what you wish for, guys. Yeah, nice one. Sir Jim sacked dinner ladies and took Fergie's money. Yeah, absolutely. Owners corrupt. You do know Mount wages, but clearly you don't even know who Sanchez is. Excuse me? You're talking about Alexis Sanchez. 500k a week, Mel. Well, don't even get me started on that. Fix the club on and off the pitch, then consider a new stadium. I'm with you on that, lad, 100%. Hey, nice one, Stephen. You're going to be on the next stream, legend. Sir Jim got in bed with the Glazers. They're on one and the same. Pretty much, Rusty. Yeah, been very unimpressed with the Ineos vision so far, mate. Just sacking off people in the wrong places and scrimping pennies in the wrong places, if you ask me as well. Just the fact they've done all that and then announcing this new stadium plan is an absolute piss take to all those people, isn't it? Exactly, Man United fans will pay more tickets like Spurs fans, Pig. Well, that's it. Long term, Manchester United will pay a lot. I remember going back 10, 15 years when the Arsenal moved from Highbury to the Emirates. There was a period where they didn't spend big for like a good 10 years. They might have spent here and there, but they didn't spend big because they were having to try and pay this off. They also, at the time anyway, had the high, I'm not sure if this is still the case, it probably might be, but they certainly at the time had the highest season ticket price and also the general admission sort of highest ticket price at the time as well, like when Wenger was there, you know, Arsenal had. And that was all really because they'd invested so much money in the stadium. The owners were trying to recoup that as quickly as possible, essentially. So I don't want that to happen to us because that would be shite because we don't need to be shackled in another area. Fix the leaky roof, let's go. Yeah, that's crazy, lad. Are you referring to somebody else? Oh, sorry, I don't know. I'm missing somebody's, I don't know what's going on with these conversations. We smashed 100 likes, guys. Thank you, every one of you who's hit the thumbs up button. Back with regular Manchester United content now that the international break is over. Get in there, my son. So we'll be back, obviously, for the Man United game tomorrow night. The watch-along's already set up. You can go smash a like on that and set a reminder. For 7:30 p.m. tomorrow night, we'll be on to watch the mighty Red Devils smash up the Nottingham Forest Robin Hoods. I don't know. Nah. Anyway, let's go and smash them up in their own back garden, mate. Yeah, come on. Anyway, so yes, that's what's going to happen tomorrow night, guys. Come and join us for that. Also, as I say, there is a FIFA stream. Let Aaron's put the link in there again. Please do us the honour of going over there and joining us for the FIFA stream. You can also click that link and subscribe to my gaming channel, Flying Pig Gaming. I'll be over there in literally 5 minutes. We're a bit late, but I'll be as quick as I can. Nice one, Alex. Nice one, Berksy. Please, everyone, come back with your thoughts and opinions after this video's finished. Get your thoughts and opinions in the not live comment section about who you think should play tomorrow. What's your prediction for the result? Get your score predictions in there, guys, and have your say after the video's finished. Nice one. Precisely, Brandon. I totally agree with you, mate. Nice one, Alex, Timmy, GB, Minoda, Legend. Nice one, Steve, Blaine, Disco, all the mods, all the members, and big up everybody else who's in here. As I say, go click that link at the top of the live chat, or here it is again in the chat there. Smash that link. Go and check out the gaming channel. Subscribe to Flying Pig Gaming. Anyway, see you tomorrow night as well for the Man United versus Nottingham Forest game. Come back and have your say in the chat. Follow us on Insta, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, Twitch, and Kick at Flying Pig United, and God bless the Bacon Brigade. Big ups you legends. I'll see you in a few minutes over on Flying Pig Gaming. And remember, Piggy loves you. And also remember, when the seagulls follow the trawler, as this is because they think sardines will be thrown into the sea. Thank you very much. Get in there, you beauties. Thank you so much to all the patrons here for supporting the channel on patreon.com/FlyingPigUnited. As a thank you, all you legends will be appearing on this outro list. Get in there. Once again, thank you to all the YouTube members, but one of the best ways you can support the channel is on patreon.com, so check it out. Patreon.com/FlyingPigUnited. And once again, a big thank you to all the legends that do support the channel on Patreon. Get in there.